That's the easy question. The $64,000 question was, if you were the czar of construction, what else would you do and how much would it cost?
Want me to take that one?
Well, we only need about another $300 million.
I thought
Go
it'd be
ahead,
more.
Anne Marie. She'll answer it much better than I will.
Yes, there are several projects that were on our original listing that we are not going to get to. I think that the first project that was crossed off the list, for lack of a better word, was the renovation of the stadium. We have now crossed off both buildings Q and R, which is our small gym and our large gym. Building B, as in boy, here on this campus is extremely close to being crossed off the list due to all the projects that are underway. They're at the PCC campus. Building MM is in line for potentially being crossed off. We were originally going to build a parking structure over at the PCC campus. We took that one off the list. We were originally going to build a brand new building over at the PCC campus. We took that one off the list. So there are several projects that have been removed from the list due to, a lot of the changes that were needed, the pricings of the contracts that are underway. So, I think Tim's estimate of $300 million is a little low. I would say it's probably more like $500 million that we may need if we wanted to do absolutely everything. I think we still have a lot of accessibility issues that we need to address in these projects. So there's a lot of needs that are out there. We're trying to do the best that we can with the funding that we have, knowing that we only have $155 million left in funding. I think one of the largest impact of why we're running out of funds is we had anticipated we would have about $60 million in state matching funds at this point in time. Oh, yeah. But since we haven't had a statewide bond since 2006, we haven't had any additional revenues coming to match our program. So, buildings M and N here on this campus were really the first buildings that were slated to be done with the bond program, but that had $20 million in matching funds from the state. Well, we haven't moved forward with that project because we're still hoping and crossing our fingers that eventually a state wide bond will pass and that project will be funded. The same is true for building MM over at the PCC campus. Both of those projects are approved projects at the state level. They went to the Board of Governors this past month in May. So the Board of Governors has approved moving them forward for the 16-17 year. Now what we need is a statewide bond to pass for them to be funded, and that's a big if.
Anne Marie, what about the Child Development Center at LAC? Wasn't that supposed to move on campus?
Yes, that was originally slated to move on campus south of Veterans Stadium. Since that plan was developed, we have learned that would go against federal aviation guidelines, so we cannot move the Child Development Center onto the LAC campus.
Wow, okay.
Other questions?
Yes.
Recognizes Trustee Zia.
On the master plan, the 5-year master plan, can you guys just give a summary for new board members such as myself of what this entails and a little bit of a description of what this is supposed to, the intent, and then if this gets amended later on and all that good stuff.
Do you want me to do it or you want to do it, Tim?
I'm trying to understand what you wanted a summary of the 5-year plan as or an explanation of the spreadsheet.
Well, I mean, this we got 68 pages. It's a lot of data. Can you give us a little bit of a background about what this is and what this is intended to accomplish? Does this get revised? Some background would be great. Thank you.
Well, the 5-year plan is something that we put together for planning process on our, our needs, what the district needs, and we submit that to the state. And a lot of the information is used to decide whether we get state funding for certain projects or not. But it basically lays out, what our plans are, what our needs are.
Okay, is this subject to change? Does it get updated periodically? Help me out here.
It does get updated periodically. We have a facilities advisory board that the information is presented to. The board reviews it. They may authorize changes to the 5-year plan or the priority list that we have for projects.
Let me expand on that a little bit. The document that you see is required by the Chancellor's Office for that we have to complete and submit to them on an annual basis. And so you will see that this document changes annually. We present it to the board every June. It's due July 1st. And the significance of this document is it's calculating what we call our capacity load ratios in 5 different areas. And so that's for our lecture space, our laboratory space, our office space, our library space, and what they call the AV or media space. And anytime if that space capacity to load ratio exceeds 100%, then we can lose our chances and ability to receive state funding. So it's something that we have to constantly monitor and make sure that we are staying within those state guidelines, and it's based upon the WISH, so the weekly student contact hours of the number of students that we serve, as well as the number of employees that we have, is how they calculate what our what we call cap load ratio is. So within the document, if you see pages 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, that provides at the bottom of those pages our cap load ratios for each of those 5 areas. And you'll see at this point in time, our projection is that we, for the most part, are going to stay below 100% in each of those categories. The one where we do exceed 100% is on page 9, and that's our library ratio, where we're at 101%. Fortunately, we're not trying to build any libraries, although we do have to be careful with new buildings because if there's, libraries that the faculty want for their own books or something, that's considered library space, and that could throw us out of whack. So it's a careful monitoring. If we have a classroom and someone decides, I want to turn that into a meeting room, that could hurt us tremendously on our cap load ratio. The same with, turning it into office space and something like that. So it's something that we do watch pretty closely in order to ensure that we qualify for state funding when and if it ever becomes available again.
And do we update this quarterly or?
No, it's annually.
Annually, okay. And has there been circumstance where the chancellor did not approve of our plan? Or what's the process there? Does it go through is it an iterative process?
No, all of our plans have been approved, and this is just one piece of the planning. This is what they call the 5-year capital outlay plan. The numbers that appear on here are then used in the specific plans. There's a 2-step process in order to get state funding. The first step is you have to develop what they call an initial project proposal, or an IPP, and that's where you just kind of give the state the general idea of, I need to renovate this building, I'm going to decrease my assignable square footage, or I'm going to increase it, whatever the basic idea is of either the new building or a renovation of a building. And if then looking at the cap load ratios that are applied within that IPP, the state will determine if they approve that project for you to move it forward to what they call a final project proposal, and that's an FPP. Developing FPPs, there's a lot more entailed. It's a big process. You have to get down to the blocks of space and how much space you're going to have for a lecture and what TOPS codes or what type of disciplines are going to be taught in that specific space, how many classrooms, that type of thing, as well as a very detailed equipment line item. So both our buildings MN and MM are approved FPPs. So that's why, and they have high points, meaning our cap load ratios are low. That provides us more points. So if we can ever get a statewide bond, then we can move forward with those two projects.
And is this something that we put together with input from stakeholders in the district, or is it just put together by your group?
This document is actually, we hired out with a consultant, but and Cambridge West is the one that did it this current fiscal year. But they do it in conjunction with the facilities team. They also have a lot of discussions with the academic services team because they're looking at the wish counts and then also the spacing and making sure that the space is defined appropriately.
Other questions? And by the way, the governor, as you said, the chances of a bond, statewide bond coming out in this election cycle is slim.
Well, from the governor, yeah, I mean, I think our only hopes is CASH, which is the California Adequate School Housing, has an initiative that they are currently collecting signatures on to get a statewide bond, that community colleges are in there, that if they get the number of signatures, it should appear on the ballot in November. $2 billion of the bond would go to community colleges. That would allow $500 million for the next 4 years. Now, the question is whether or not the governor will actively lobby against it, because we do know he is against adding long-term debt to the state. You know, from our perspective, it would be good if it got on the ballot, and it would be very good if it passed, because then we would get 2 projects out of it in the very first year.
And the cost to run a statewide campaign. So I appreciate that CASH is heavily involved, but their ability to write checks to mount a statewide campaign to pass a bond measure is, well, they don't have, CASH has no cash. So it's going to be difficult, unfortunately, but that's the way it is. Other members, questions on this plan? And I can only say, and I was going to make it in my public comment, when we did the nursing ceremony a week or so ago, walking through the campus, it is absolutely remarkable to walk through here, and it was the evening, and to see how this campus looks. And I remarked, as I was walking with, I said, it truly looks like a college, the way it's laid out with all these changes, and that's happened in the past decade. So it's been a well-run construction bond program, and a lot of good things have happened. And that's a challenge in itself, so it really is. It's remarkable to see how this college looks today versus 10 years ago, and obviously when I attended here decades ago. So great job. If there's no other questions, members of the board at this time, we do have to approve this, and I started to read it again, because this is another one of those that it's required. So the 5-year plan is an annual document required by the State Chancellor's Office for projects that the district expects, etc. So there is a motion on the floor. If there's no other questions, comments, members of the board, Madam Secretary, if you could please call the roll on item 8.10.
Irma Archuleta,
Aye.
Virginia Baxter,
Aye.
Jeff Kellogg,
Aye.
Doug Otto,
Hey,
Sunny Zia.
Aye.
And that item passes. Thank you all very much. Great job again on that item. We're now to reports. Academic Senate President, you still down there?
Yes, I am. I just have a real quick report. Tonight marks the end of my first year as Academic Senate President, and I want to take this opportunity to thank all of you sitting here for the incredible amount of support that you have given to me personally, as well as to the Senate Executive Group and the Senate, the Faculty Senate in general. I want to especially thank President Oakley, who his unfailing support of the Senate, I should say his unwavering support of the Senate, is to be noted and is deeply appreciated. And I want to thank all of the vice presidents and the trustees for your kindness and your cooperation and your professionalism in dealing with the faculty and the Faculty Senate. So I thank you very much. And I'm just going to especially highlight Anne Marie, since your area tonight is you had so many reports tonight. The Senate President sits on the Budget Advisory Committee, the Facilities Advisory Committee, the College Planning Committee. So it's an absolute honor to witness the amount of work that goes into every detail of every report from the ground level up. Classified, faculty, management team work together in what we call participatory governance. I've never seen it work as well as I've seen it this year work. So I really appreciate the efforts of everyone to cooperate. And questions from the public or even of our own campus community can always be addressed by reading minutes of all of these meetings, because it is really a testament to our campus community, our college community, for the way that people absolutely care and how they get involved, and you can see what everyone's talking about and thinking through the minutes of all of our meeting. You can see the agendas are posted online and the minutes posted online. So truly thank all of you. It's been a pleasure, and I've learned a lot from all of you, and I appreciate your professionalism and your dedication and the absolute student-centeredness that we have here at Long Beach City College.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Karen. Superintendent President report.
Yes, mine is only about 45 minutes long, but
All right.
I'll try to shorten it up.
Can you make it an hour?
I want to begin by thanking everyone who made commencement another very special night. Thank the board members for their participation. Thank everyone who was there. Janae, thank you for doing a wonderful job reading the names. That's always a tough job. I think we had a very nice ceremony, and it's always a pleasure to experience it again. Summer session has begun. If you've noticed the traffic, we're right back at it, and appreciate all the work that everybody's done to welcome students back to summer, and look forward to having a successful summer session. I want to thank everyone from the faculty, the deans, department chairs, and Dr. Long for spending hours upon hours working to hire more faculty. The work of hiring faculty is not easy. It requires a lot of effort, and of course, when we make this investment, it is for the lifetime, really, of this organization. So I want to thank Terry and everyone who's been involved for doing a wonderful job of the hires, and we look forward to welcoming them in the fall. I also want to, again, as I mentioned earlier, this is Mina's last board meeting. I'm sure that she will miss it dearly. I could see the regret on her face. But I want to thank her for doing a great job of helping everyone feel welcome at the Pacific Coast campus, and for doing a wonderful job of leading the staff and the students there and making that just a wonderful culture. So thank you, Mina, for your service as our AVP of PCC. We will miss you in that role. You're not leaving the college. You're going to be back in the classroom. We let another college borrow you for a little period of time, but once you were done with that vacation, you came back to Long Beach City College, and we hope you stay here for the rest of your career. So thank you. Yes?
First of all, I'd like to thank all of you, especially President Oakley. It's been a wonderful opportunity. When I look back, I think it's been almost 9 years in administration, 6 years in the classroom. So it's time for change. Definitely at a point in my life where I have some projects that I am passionate about that are still on my bucket list, and those have to get done. I look forward to returning to the classroom, and I get emotional when I think about it. It's been a wonderful 9 years. It really has been an opportunity of personal and professional growth. It has taught me a lot about leadership. Leadership is about people, it's about compassion, it's about empathy, it's about empowering others to lead. I've learned a great deal from the VPs, from my fellow deans, from staff, from faculty. I would be remiss if I didn't recognize the outstanding work of the academic services staff, the library, the librarians, the PCC staff, just a tremendous group of people. And I'd also like to thank the VPs and again, President Oakley and the Board of Trustees for your continued support. And I am very excited about future directions, returning to the classroom, and really serving the college in my new role. Thank you.
Thank you, Mina. And finally, I want to also recognize the work of the person to my right who has survived the transition to board docs and survived our longer board meetings and still tries to maintain her sanity. So Jackie works very hard on behalf of this board. You see her once or twice a month. I have to listen to her all month long. So I want to thank Jackie as well for all the work that she does on behalf of this board. And I know she takes these board meetings very personally, and that's a good thing.
Thank you, Jackie.
Next, student trustee.
Thank you. So again, as Superintendent President Oakley mentioned, summer session has begun. Most 6 and 8 week classes began yesterday. I'll be taking 2 classes, so I'm really excited. It is hot, so I will be telling students to wear a lot of sunscreen because I'm already burned after 2 days. And I'm really excited to talk to students and see what we can change about summer intersession because I've talked to them about spring, I've talked to them about winter, I've talked to them about fall. I've never actually taken a summer course, so I'm really excited and see what the differences are there. Thank you.
Thank you. And if you ever do have to move your trustee report forward, just let me know, and because I know you also are taking classes. So,
He loves sitting there.
or you feel free to sit. Trustee communications. I'll start right from left. I'll start left to right. I'll do Trustee Zia, Trustee Baxter, Trustee Archuleta, followed by Vice President Otto. Then I'll finish. So Trustee Zia, Board of Trustee reports.
I just wanted to also echo the comments of our Superintendent President.
Off.
Superintendent President, usually they have me go second to last. Trustee Kelly threw me off a little bit. I wanted to echo Superintendent's remarks about Mina. Mina, I'm certainly going to really miss you. I think you've done a tremendous job. It's no secret I'm a big fan of yours. Don't think anybody can fill your shoes. Maybe that's why they're defunding it. I have no idea. But I look forward to seeing you on campus and seeing you happy on campus. I was very... I wasn't happy not at the commencement. I didn't see PCC represented. I don't know why, but I missed you there. I know you were there, and it would have been nice to have all of us together. Hopefully next year we can have representation, and I certainly will really miss you. And then just last week we had the Chambers Gala that I went to. I think I was the only trustee, so I hope I represented all of you. It was their first inaugural gala, and it was very nice, and I really appreciated attending that gala. So that's pretty much all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Baxter, followed by Trustee Archuleta.
Okay, thank you, President Kellogg. Just a quick summary of what I've been doing. I attended the journalism banquet on June 10th. Pat McKean should be saluted for continuing the fine program of the Viking and receiving all kinds of journalism awards. Then at commencement, Phil Schrottman, who is a retired business teacher and also an alum, represented the alumni, and he has told both President Oakley and I how much he enjoyed sitting on the stage and representing the student body. He was a student here in 1957. Then also, I've had the pleasure of informing four alumni, that they will be being inducted into the Long Beach City College Hall of Fame. We did our last one yesterday, so now I can announce this. They will be Dr. Martha Molina Bernadette, who is the Vice President of Molina Healthcare, Police Chief Robert Luna, Long Beach Police Chief, Liz Miner, who is a community volunteer, very involved in serving the community, and then finally Kevin Nagel, who is an entrepreneur, and I had the pleasure of flying up to Sacramento. That's why I wasn't there Thursday night, to inform him, and he is very, very excited, as are all the alums, looking forward to October 30th, when they will be inducted into the Alumni Hall of Fame.
Thank you. Trustee Archuleta.
Yes, thank you. Well, I too want to mention how very impressed I was by our commencement ceremony, and I just want to commend all those that were involved. I really enjoyed being at the ceremony and seeing all the students and their families. It was a very exciting event, and I really appreciate it, and so thank you for all of you who were involved in putting that together. And once again, I'm really pleased that classified staff were able to ratify their new contract. And so I want to acknowledge all those individuals that were involved in making that possible, including Rose Delgado. Thank you for doing that. I think it's important for our classified staff. So I think it's a good closure to this academic year. So thank you.
Thank you. Vice President Otto?
Yeah, I will be very brief. I very much enjoyed a graduation this year. And at the last meeting, I said what I was going to try and do is say one quick thing that people might not know about community colleges or the way that they work. I was in Sacramento last week at a CCCT, which is the California Community College Trustee Association meeting, and was told, I can't verify this, but was told that next year they had set aside $75 million to hire new faculty, and everybody was in the same boat together working on this. And then one of the groups splittered off and tried to do some things on their own, and the net effect of it was that number went to $62 million, and it has implications for faculty obligation numbers and other things, and it just reminded me of what the role of politics is in how all these decisions are made. And so I was once again reminded that it's important to not only be right, but to get it done. And so with that, Mina, we'll miss you. Hope to see you around campus down again there and here as well. And it's been a long meeting, but I think it's been a good meeting. There's lots of good stuff going on in the school. Thanks.
Thank you. Obviously, thank you for the service at Pacific Coast Campus. We wanted to keep the meeting long so we could keep you here just extra time. But I do appreciate all of you. You've always been very positive out there, and it's been a good reflection of the campus. And the previous person that was in that role is now the president of San Jose City College. So a lot of good things happen. At least last I checked, that's where he was. But so congratulations and best of luck, and thank you. I just want to, and I mentioned the classified staff as was talked about previously, and again, thanks to everyone on that. We are, and this will be really, instead of in the committee meeting, our future reports committee, just so everyone does realize, July 28th, that will be our next meeting of this board. That is that day, by the way, for future reports, et cetera. That is where we're going to be having a retreat, which we're putting together on some items. It'll also be the reorganization of this board. What that means is it's not as complex as it probably sounds, because there's no election taking place at the same time. But so that meeting will also be quite full. I just want to let everyone know that. So again, congratulations to everyone to put in the last couple of weeks. They've been wonderful at the end of an academic year with all the celebrations, and it's always great to be part of the college at this time. So that concludes all the Board of Trustee comments. There's no trustee committees to announce.